this kind of makes it look like mostly the sounds from the fan on my computer are being picked up, huh? I don't know if it was like that last time, but I don't really mean for it to be that way. Hello to you, YouTube user, Regular Williams. Hello, YouTube user. Hi. Since what is that? Monday, I've been out to get ramen with my bestie, and it was supposed to be like a bestie outing, but since I had 4 hours of sleep, my mom also came, and I mean, she did pay for it because she could write it off as a business expense, but we did have to talk about business. But despite also knowing my mom for her entire life, my friend found that very startling. Hello to Kai. How are you? She's saying become robot. That's honestly my main takeaway from Star Trek. If you ever want to get totally lost in some old ass fiction and then you just want it to be on for hours and hours and then feel like it's never going to leave you, and maybe you live somewhere else and maybe you live somewhere better and it's in the side of the Star Trek. That's what Star Trek was made for, and that was why when I was like 13 I got a haircut just like my favorite character Spock, which was blunt ass bangs right across the forehead, and that part is optional, but he had no emotions, or at least he had it locked down except for in appropriately dramatic moments, and you know that's important. So hey. And Somedeath Jr., I haven't said hi. Did you get to distribute a smiley face to us maybe? I see there's a smiley here already, but I think I've put that there. I think that's for me. Whoa, Ronan the Shonen. Hello, how are you? And what's on your mind, lady? I think I talked about binging everything that I possibly can while my winter break is still going. I don't know, I signed up for some classes, but this is stupid, my heart wasn't really in it. I know this is like the kind of sentence that would make Malala cringe, specifically education advocates for women cringe, because education is a privilege, but also I don't know what I'm here for, dude. I don't know what I'm here for. Hey, Red, you're always coming in here with some solid questions. You're asking if I can play guitar. I owned a child-sized guitar for years and years, but never got lessons or sat down and taught myself to play it. So now I don't have that anymore. But I mean, there is a keyboard in my house, and if I play any instrument even a little, it's piano, just a tiny little bit. So, Ronan the Shonen, what's new with you? And Sandy Williams saying, what's new with you? Well, you're saying actually emotions are biological connections made by chemical reactions. I do not have. Okay. The lore expands, we shall say. The lore expands. Unlike you, do you expand, or is that also biological? What is happening with you? Okay. You don't have the biological, or you don't have the chemical. Well, I mean, I guess one necessitates the other. What's going on with you? Okay. I might actually, I don't know if I want to do like a quieter sort of stream today. I think that times when I've tried to, I don't know, just like lock in on the drawing, and also how good are the music levels? I mean, I hope they're kind of okay. It looks like the fan is maybe extremely strangely loud. So you're talking about sounds like Patrick Bateman, ice cold, huh? And guys saying it's time for ASMR. I kind of hope that after streaming for so long, the fear that I had for forever and ever and ever, maybe for like 10 years, that I haven't really had an impact on anyone or anything, and therefore people outside my immediate family would not notice if I disappeared. I hope that when I get down to it and look into myself that dude, what is this username? Some part of it. I hope that fear is gone, because adapting the weird little, what is that vocal tick, the weird little quirk, ASMR, is hearing some part of something stupid that I've said for no reason, hearing it back. I feel witnessed. I have been witnessed, and now perhaps I can disappear in peace. No, okay, that's not what the fear is for, but that's something. All right, so City Williams is saying, I've transcended. I'm one with the cosmos. I've found inner and outer peace. Oh, are they different? Would you tell me if inner and outer peace are different? I imagine it's the differences in where the pieces are, and something like that. There's, okay, you're saying, you know the name, I didn't realize. Oh, and you have distributed a signature smiley face where the little dots are in just the right place to maybe be. Oh, damn, how much does this let me zoom in? Why does it let that happen? That's not right. Wait, I've never tried to zoom in that far. What? This is bonkers. What? I can zoom in, and then the brush, I can see the pixels of the brush too? Well, of course there's no pixels of the brush in the very center. Alright, I guess I'm just tripping up. So, you're saying there's a big difference between inner and outer peace. Is outer peace like you got a good skincare routine and you're doing a cold plunge, maybe? That's my first guess. Outer peace. Maybe it even involves having a awesome workout routine, like a 35-year-old ballerina. I keep getting fitness videos suggested to me. Okay. I don't know how much will to stream or do something interesting that I have, but I mean, I've gotten into like the same old kind of thing, so that's kind of a toss-up for whether this all can be interesting today. Okay, if I zoom in the most, okay, I am distracting myself with this thing. What? Interesting. How far does it let you zoom in? None of this makes any sense. It's triangles? The edge of the pixel is triangles? Whoa. There can't be any utility at all in zooming in. Is that a million? Have we... What? Did we zoom in 100 million%? Everyone should make their artworks maybe all the way zoomed out. Check this shit out. That's ludicrous. Let's start putting some more colors together, because I don't mean to give the vibes of somebody absolutely tripping out, but why did this just let me zoom in 100 million%? Alright, and then we're getting some information. Outer peace is the peace you achieve when your ambiance is peaceful. You're in peace with it. Inner peace is peace of mind, of your own thoughts. Oh, so like when people... Does it require that people think of you in a peaceful way? I'm gonna cast doubt on whether you've achieved that sort of peace. I know it's a little bit rude for me to go casting doubt on things such as that, but I shall, because I have the doubts. Hello to Widow Rars. There's, yeah, asking if the individual is okay today. That's a great question, but you're gonna have to keep asking because I mean, we gotta know. We gotta know. What is okay today? Welcome to the stream. You're perfectly fine today. Strange and peaceful little stream. All right. I've been doing. I have the ability to put down like various sketches. Wow. The censor bar is killing me. Okay, wait. I think I actually would like to do. Maybe I want to test the colors of my monitor because I keep like zooming into things. I sketched in my physical sketchbook some drawings of Nezuko and also some fruits. Is green also in here? Bah. Yeah, check that out. Okay, and now zoom in. Wow. Zoom in 100,000,000%. This claims that there are lines in the middle. And this is quite different from zooming into my actual screen. Okay, well, I've tripped out over that for quite some time. Then there's, you're saying you're making blue take nail 2. Well, that is what that's what you typed. That's what you typed, and then I read that. Blue take nail 2. I've never made that before, I think. The like Takis nails. I might be going to like a hangout at a stranger's apartment like next Sunday, like 2 Sundays from now, to do press on nails with the gals. I haven't taken the time to get to know the gals, but it's an option that I have. Blue tack, the sticky thing. Oh, well, you're making that as sort of like a slime tutorial type of thing. Okay, we're like 12 minutes into a stream, but I might have to use the bathroom. Should I just like leave the chat here, because I have ended the stream in order to use the bathroom. I've done that before, so I don't know. I could end it again, or I could just trap everyone in here, and Widow Rars got to go by. Yeah. Yes, indeed. There's asking if it's safe in there. In the bathroom that I think I'm actually about to go into. The bathroom, I hope it's safe in the bathroom that I'm about to go into. Or you mean in the stranger's house? I don't know, but I might ask my bestie to go with me if I am in fact going. I hope that she's got time. I don't know, she's been out of town for a couple of weekends. Let's actually leave this stream for however long, because well, if I must tell you, normal user Williams taking a dump. That's what I'm off to do. Hope this is a union mandated break. Here's the full Night in the Woods soundtrack for whatever reason. What? fucking crazy. That's... Well, what a peaceful moment, I guess, but... How... May I have a hint? What in the world is causing... You're saying this was a relaxing experience. Everything is weird. I may have gone to shit, but we've all gone to shit because what has caused your politeness? Can I have a hint as to the causes for this wonderful thing? Not necessarily for the purpose of undoing it, but for to understand. Oh, what can we do? So. Alright, I think if I'm not doing anything in particular on this stream, I'm probably planning my life a little bit. Let's come out with some confessions. I'm considering, like, every time I Google something with the questions, now there is the Google AI thing here to make its own little connections and things, and aimlessly it's super tempting to try to get some life planning from that, since nothing's working anyway, damn it. So before I cave and do the forbidden Google searches, then I don't know, maybe I can figure out some part of what I'm doing next in life by talking things out. I keep trying to do this, I keep not getting anywhere. Then there's, okay, you're talking about a relaxing experience. I don't know if anything more can be relaxed. You're saying I already stated my reasons. This is not a change, it is evolution. If you have feedback about how to improve further, please tell me. I will be glad to hear. Okay, you will be glad to hear, but I guess this doesn't necessarily suggest implementation of it all, necessarily. Attempt one joke per half hour. My recommendation to you, this is my first recommendation, my first idea. Second idea, grow a little flower. You might not think that seems related, but who knows, really. Wow. Why does this let us zoom in 10 million%? Ooh, third recommendation. Please give your opinions on a human person being medically conjoined to another human person, or maybe even 100 million human persons. Okay, you're setting us up for a joke. Okay, the swing is here. Why did the chicken cross the road? And then I say, I don't know. Why? And I'm going to find out any second now. This is a goofy, silly place. YouTube users, I think it's a goofy and silly place. Gotta watch out. Ooh. Ah. That's, oh my gosh, cute stuff going on here. To get to the other side. I see. If I may have a follow-up question to my own recommendation that you have then followed. So I did sort of just assume you've heard of the concept of telling a joke before. Did you just look it up when I said it? What's your inspiration? What's the background of deciding to tell this joke in particular? Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling very supported by the community and the chicken and the road. Thank you. So, okay. Things that I can do. What sort of planning would I say? And your next thing is enjoyment is a serious topic. Many conjoined newborns barely even survive to have really difficult lives. But then the survival rate when it works out, it's really amazing. You heard of Carmen and Lupita? One of them got married, and so necessarily both of them were at the ceremony and standing on the altar due to being attached. But yeah, I mean that's a life. It works out, And then she's saying the chicken and the road is the only joke I know about. Oh, and I suppose that my recommendation to tell a joke every half hour, I suppose that comes with the little stipulation, the little asterisk, a new joke every half hour. These are the terms and conditions, but can you complete this challenge? Who even knows? Maybe there's other combinations of chicken, road, chicken humor, chicken haha, chicken funny that we may discover. I don't know yet. I'm in some kind of a chill sort of a mood. Alright, what other things was I looking at? Stopping my timers. Ugh. Ugh. So I do have a timer running for everything that I do. Apparently I got a good 10 hours of sleep because I've been pretty behind on sleep and decided to really sit down and get some sleep. You're saying you can attempt other less known jokes. I'm very excited. I'm gonna find one right now. It's only a little bit less known than chicken crossing the road. Let's see if I can look it up. Okay, yeah, there we go. So when you say less known jokes, Have you heard of the ancient Sumerian one that just goes, a dog entered a tavern and said, I can't see a thing, I'll open this one. That sounds like it's probably a pun in another language that we don't speak, right? That's what I think of when you say lesser known jokes. Okay, so what else do I want to do? Simply adorable things happening up in here. It's oddly cute to think that there's some kind of spooky creature that lives in total complete brightness, and then one that lives in total complete darkness that has a crush on it. That feels like it could be a prompt. Maybe I should write down a prompt every day for stories and such like that. I'm glad you had a good night of sleep. However, you can turn this into a routine. No takesy backsies, no takesy backsies. I see what you type, you see what you type. I can turn this into a routine. However, don't know what the however is doing there, but clearly I can. Thank you. You're saying, okay, 10 hours is too much. I recommend to sleep between 7 and 8 hours. Normally, I think I'm one of the rare persons who is getting 8, maybe even 9 hours of his sleep. But for some reason, like 2 or 3 nights in a row, I was getting the 4 and the 6. Oh, got a little lost connection up in there. Okay. I think I have sometimes tried to come up with like planner type things in this like drawing zone, but I guess other times I've tried to come up with 2 different types of a food. Okay, I will gather my thoughts, I think, and zoom way in on the very last relics of a goofy, silly time? Can anything be goofy and silly now? Oh, you've made several sensor bars. May I challenge you to draw with us creative style? I'm so interested in what will come out nowadays. Oh, did this evolution happen like sort of a ketoacidosis? Because you didn't eat enough? Saying this is a relaxing day, very peaceful stream. Maybe so. Maybe so. Where were my thoughts going, honestly? I know I had gone up to my girlfriend and been a little bit troubled. And tried to figure out things. Honestly, I don't. Oh, are you making a perfect square? That's, oh, it even has an outline. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. That's pretty good. Thanks for drawing with us. Yeah, I can't help but admire red square with a black outline. I see. And in the interest of creative drawing, what would you say is the message of this square? Maybe the meaning of it or the inspiration behind it. Thank you very much for sharing and squaring. What else am I looking at? Wow, I thought I was gonna go ice skating yesterday, but I didn't check whether the place was open. That really bungled everything. Satisfying art. That was something that I wanted to do or be a part of. Okay, you're saying it has 4 corners of 90 degrees. Have you been seeing the absolutely horrific things people are saying about squares lately? You've been seeing those. Have you been seeing the absolute controversy happening about squares? Don't look at the pumpkin. There's a shape with 4 sides of equal length with 4 right angles. Maybe I'm outraged about this. I could be outraged. Yeah. I can be outraged about it. Saying it also has 4 edges and 4 vertices. I see. You have more definitions than whoever made a meme to confound people who are even less familiar with shapes than you are, but you have expertise and you will save us. I think the past 2 years, I wanted to go into the year with a resolution or something like that. And then I specifically wrote down for like the past 2 years, I'm going to make a resolution when I feel like more settled or something, and then January passes and it's kind of gone. Because I mean, even if I believe that resolutions are not usually achieved, I mean, they seem like something that would be nice to have. So, you're talking about a square, a debatable square, dare we say. Let's get on back to where we may draw. I guess in between each pondering, let's make a little sketch, because I may not be able to do things very well, but think I have the capacity to make a little sketch, right? In a general sense, after trying out like the dating apps and the Polycule and whatever for like the last half of the year, it's certainly a season now to focus on friendships. You're saying I can achieve anything. You're saying you can achieve anything you desire. How interesting. And that's in talking about resolutions and things. Oh dear, I've selected the wrong thing. Could there be a square with 2 circles? Considering the square that we already have. Well, the easiest way to get a square with 2 circles is to have a sort of town square, and then there's like a circle sort of pattern or design inside of that, if we would like to have a little genie-like wording there. Oh, but what are you thinking? What are you thinking of this? Our YouTube user, Sebastian Williams. What else was I looking at? I think oh, what? That's crazy. Huh. Okay, so one weird thing that's going on with me is like even when I'm trying to like step away from the dating apps, I didn't go through that many first dates because my mom acts like she's gonna have a heart attack every time I meet someone from the internet. And it's I don't know, that's very stressful in itself. Dude, I wish I had a timestamp on this. I keep sending out like really unhinged first messages when I'm intimidated by the person I'm talking to. And so lately, if I match with any women, my first message is, I need a Fujoshi wife to co-publish our dream yaoi together. Is this you? And I'm being dead ass. It's 100%. I just sort of, I'm looking up to the co-publishers of the webtoon Blades of Furry, and they're making yaoi, and then they're married to each other, and they're both girls. Thought that was awesome. There's YouTube user Sexy Williams saying, I've added 2 circles to the red square I previously drew in order to prove my point. I did not know there's that many polyamorous people, unless they are not. Honestly, I don't know, as all of this weird little business goes on, being on a dating app and stuff, I mean, there's definitely more lonesome people than polyamorous people. And I think maybe that creates potential confusion about like what I'm trying to achieve as I try to go into this. I think I have declared to 1 or 2 people that my intention is to try to get to know someone well enough to fall in love on purpose. I do not know if everyone I've met has had the self-awareness to sort of ask what happens there. You're asking what is my goal. Did I said my goal just now, right? And this is like a mismatch sort of timing thing, and when that pops up on the screen. Okay, let's get some oh my gosh. I thought that somebody had some kind of very long strangely Slavic name on this app, but actually it's sort of it's an Instagram handle, and it ends in ink because it's a tattoo artist. Okay, you're saying interesting to that is my goal. If I had to like sum up, all by ourselves, if I had to sum up what's like going on in the trash fire that I call my attempts at social interactions and getting close to people, is that disturbing to look at? It was sort of fun to do that on the beat. Wait, what could make this look more fun? I was having a thought. Do I have ADHD? Straight up. Might I? Am I? Okay. And whoa, you made us a dice, dude. That's awesome. Okay, I was totally thinking something. Trying to create enough proximity to somebody to fall in love on purpose. I mean, throughout trying out the dating apps and such, I have like realized stuff about any relationship that I'm entering into like intentionally. If I hate myself even a little bit, much less have like deep insecurities about everything I am, it does have the potential to sort of taint the entire thing. So Sophie Williams is saying it is very possible, improvable, that you have something related to ADHD. Diplomatic ass phrasing, thank you for the diplomatic phrasing. And you're saying, who's supposed to fall in love on purpose, them or you, both? Right. When I went in here with all of my intentions like this, I didn't think about what would happen if I like gave over that kind of effort and it only like worked on me or something, or at least the seriousness with which I try to establish closeness. I didn't think about what would happen if that only worked on me. I don't know, maybe I thought I'd be okay. Maybe I thought that that I've spent like too many days just sort of stuck in the house, not interacting with anyone or feeling anything much, that any change from that would be acceptable. But I don't know. It's more difficult to manage than I previously thought. Alright. No freaking way. Okay, I'm kind of wondering what the hell? Okay, here I am getting distracted by absolutely everything, because okay, now I'm wondering if somebody who matched with me on dating app was using it to advertise like the tattoo business. Is that what's happening? Because I feel like I am impulsive enough that if I match with a tattoo artist, I am impulsive enough to just go in and like get a tattoo, probably an ankle tattoo. I don't have any right now, so that's that's a leap. I am impulsive enough to go in and get one, to like chat and stuff. It doesn't really seem like a good first date idea though, showing up to somebody's job. Oh my gosh. I wish that I were rational. I wish that I were rational, but instead I just have enough rationality to be aware of when I am being irrational. And sometimes I have the awareness and no desire to stop my behavior. But sometimes I don't have awareness, but I have awareness of what actions will let me keep being irrational. Okay, what else am I looking at? Mundane information. There's City William saying, you're willing to do that in order to have said chat, or is it something you would do for yourself? What kind of impulsivity? Impulsivity in that I can be convinced to get a tattoo for almost no reason. Basically zero reason. Basically no reason whatsoever. I mean, when I'm thinking about it, it's probably ankle tattoos, because, I don't know. I don't look at my foot like that often. And so if I were to get a tattoo right up in the ankle area, then it would be kind of a surprise when I see it again. So I hope that it would be something that I like, you know? Where I could look at it and then be like, whoa, there's a tattoo there. Exciting. Nice. Yeah, I would do that in order to have an activity that I'm doing with somebody, and like socialize on purpose. If this were like a first date with a tattoo artist idea. But also, I don't know, maybe it is really messed up to go to somebody's job for a for the date idea. And so I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, is the little void creature getting some low self-esteems? That's not right. That's not right. We must have some reciprocal romances, because some little drawing has just stood here all frozen. Can I even stand it? Can I even stand it? Whoa. Pau Agiza is saying, hey, found this stream after burning every bridge again. What's up? Well, okay, that's a very alarming first introduction, I want to say. You weren't here like over a year ago, were you? Because that would be, I don't know, that would be a little peculiar. If you were in one of the vertical streams and the name is being displayed maybe a little bit differently than in one of the vertical streams, or it happened too quickly and I wasn't really able to see. If you were in one of the vertical streams, then hello to you again. You found a quiet horizontal stream. We're talking about I've matched with a tattoo artist on a dating app, and 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 matching with women on this godforsaken app does intimidate me more than matching with men, although both, I don't know, any demographic can have intimidating individuals, but I've found, I don't know, less intimidating dudes, I guess. And that's strange to me. That's strange to me when I say it like that, out loud. Okay, I'm trying to get a reference picture for some arts that can happen here. And what's the reference picture gonna go? Hope you can find something bridge-like in this stream. Yeah, I mean, we might jump from topic to topic, but is there a bridge between the topics? Okay, so the kind of reference image that I'm trying to get, it goes, is it head tilted to the side? You know what, yeah, this one's fine. This one is fine. And go like that. Did it turn out fine for real? Sure. That's like a fun little contemplative pose that someone can do when they are perfectly bright red and no other colors. Wait, what does that mean? Oh. Dude, wait, that's almost like a joke. That's a dry observation. It is a different half hour. It's a different half hour if you want to count that one down as your next joke. Oh my god. Would I go to the hospital just to get to know a neurosurgeon at their job? Ooh, baby, that's an extreme one. That one's a pretty extreme one. I don't know, which ones would I do? I feel like I would have a little bit of pause, a little bit of hesitation on skydiving instructor. Okay, maybe the thing is that I have thought about getting a tattoo anyway. I just don't have like a particular one in mind. And so maybe it's just one of those decisions that I was neutral enough on that I was like, yeah, I could slap one on here. There's. Hey, that was not a joke. It was a genuine observation. I will make the next joke in 4 minutes. Interesting. You timing it on a very specific schedule. Oh my. Okay, what else am I looking at, thinking about? We want to draw some more of the red creature up in here. This drawing has been here for maybe a little bit longer than the idea for this character has been. What in the world? Weird. Did I accidentally take a completely blank image? Looking through my camera roll, something came back totally blank. Okay. I mean, I did match with a surgical technologist. That's not a neurosurgeon, but when I'm feeling like a little bit less stable, yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, what if I got horribly injured? What if I just happened to get horribly injured? And then that would mean we hung out at this dude's job. I don't know. It's a big organization, so you can't really guarantee that you're gonna get in there. But but that's the kind of unserious, impulsive, you know, maybe I could call that one an intrusive thought. Yeah, maybe that's the definition of, maybe that one actually fits the definition of an intrusive thought, actually. Because some people misuse that, but, no, I think this one might count. It might actually count. Okay. Da-da-da-ba. What sort of forms can I block out, block down for all of this? I really would like to do some decent, like, life planning. It's tough to, like, start at this particular point, the one that I'm about to say, but it might actually be easiest to start with the things that I dislike or hate about myself, to try to find things to counteract on purpose, you know, in life planning, because even if trying out the dating apps and whatever made the last half of my year, I think it did actually make me sadder than I otherwise would have been, and that's even without going on a lot of first dates. I think I had the opportunity to get into like 3, and then I went into like 2. So like I wasn't even doing things that frequently at all. I just got a crush that didn't like me back the same amount, and then I haven't been out in public in forever, so I didn't know what it was like to have a crush that only kind of likes you back. Alright, so we were saying, do you think they will not have time for you? That you are sort of planning these hypothetical future meetings in their job places' work hours? I mean, with the surgical technologist at least. I mean, I know that one doesn't have time for me. And you're saying, or is it about having a date in an environment they know and like? Oh, wait, I forgot about one. Okay, I had the opportunity to go on 4 first dates in 6 months. And yeah. Okay, I guess I confused myself because I wasn't sure which one should count as a date, because some of it was actually bonkers. But I met that one person. I think the first person that I came on here and was sort of excitedly talking about at the same time that I had been playing Date Everything, and so that was like a weird parallel, being like, maybe it's real now. Maybe the dating everything, maybe that's a real thing that happens to me. You're about to see it happening to me. And I met that one non-binary like bookbinder at this place where they volunteer at a makerspace with all the 3D printing and stuff, and I still go to the board game night of that, and it's weirdly funny because everyone who goes in there has like varying levels of board game and tabletop enthusiasm and expertise. Meanwhile, I call anything a board game if it happens on a table, because I don't know the difference between various games, and I'm like, thanks for introducing me to all this. I'm just happy to be here. I brought a lot of snacks for everyone to eat, and that seems important. That does seem important. I don't know if that's creating the intimacy that I seek or the sense of community that I would hope for, because what's happened is, even though I like going to board game night and I'm and it's very fun to be comfortable in an environment, period. That's very fun. um, I they all like share like a love of 3D printing and fabricating things, and then I'm just showing up there because I heard about this place and went on a date with like their current treasurer, or I don't know, their treasurer of last year, and so I don't have like the common sort of ground to talk about things, even though it would be interesting to do all that. So I guess yeah, this already happened. There's them saying, what could be the difference between a board game and a tabletop game? See, I show up to the board game and I ask that kind of question, and then I don't know the answer when I leave, but I had a fun time. That's what happens to me. I think we played a card game last time. Horrible Therapist. That's a good one. Okay, so what else am I looking at? A little bit of this. Can I, in fact, cause myself to do a quick sketch? How quick is my sketch? Not so quick. You're saying, what would Jenga be? Because Jenga can be on the floor. I think I see where you're going with this. Up in a tower and then to the floor. So, is Jenga just a game? It's just a thing? Is Jenga a type of Lego? Is that what Jenga is? Jenga is bad, smooth Legos? Competitively? I don't know. Is it like is it more of a playground game? But those, you like take those outside. You're saying Jenga is a toy. Alright, there you go. Categorizing things. About that. Okay, so. I got a lot of sketching done yesterday. Sort of filled up a page with like very light doodles. Drew some Nezuko from Demon Slayer. They always have her in that, what you call? They always have the character Nezuko in that bamboo gag, sort of reducing her role to the same as a dog or anything like that. Here's one, here's the other. Now, what kind of shape is this really? Maybe I should sign up for an in-person art class that I've already taken before in a previous year, but I might as well take again this year. I don't know. So, I don't know, that's like kind of a direction for the year, I want to say. Although it has been interesting to learn some things concretely, probably that I'm quite capable of getting emotionally invested in things for no good reason, and that it's not good to be in romantic relationships specifically if you hate any part of yourself, because I really do think it taints the interaction. Like, you would think that since it's yourself, you'd think that it wouldn't be fair to yourself, maybe. since it's hating yourself, but it's not fair to the partner either. Bum, bum, bum. This is Susie Williams saying, I've not had a date in my entire life. I have not had friendly human connection in the past years either. Wonder if that is what I am lacking in my life. Well, if you ever find yourself going on various mobile apps to connect with people, I mean, I am also on one for friends, Bumble BFF, to, I don't know, to find BFFs and things like that. I have found one. That is very nice. That's who I was drawing with in the park yesterday. How wonderful. I really think that it requires, like, finding somebody who's willing to do something regularly, because proximity and frequency, proximity and frequency create closeness. Let's put the hand in this sort of zone. There's William saying, I really admire your courage, getting out of your comfort zone, making new connections. That is wonderful. Thanks for some words of affirmation and whatnot. Thank you. I feel affirmed. And then this thing has a blunt end, so apparently I also felt like attempting to really poke my eye out with a stylus or something like that. Not fully. I'm good. Don't call the cops. But there have to be several areas of actual improvement. I'm insecure about my level of education, honestly. I mean, although I have seen people who get the exact amount of education that I also want, and they also feel bad about their lives or feel like they have not accomplished anything. So I don't know, I would like to get it out of the way, get a higher education and stuff like that, and maybe that would help me to be a little bit less insecure. Maybe having a workout routine would help too. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I get tired standing up for too long, so some kind of working out that I can maintain, even if it doesn't eliminate insecurity, hopefully it would eliminate getting tired from only standing up and nothing else. That one's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's concerning. I think about it. It's concerning. And Susie Williams is saying, what is your stance on long-distance friendships/relationships? I think they're essential and everything. Well, you know, I had just actually this past December reached my 2-year anniversary with my long-distance girlfriend all the way across the country. And then when I think of various friendships and things online, I think that it's kind of cool to maybe be that you get the opportunity to be hyper specific about what kind of people you want to interact with, because there's more to choose from. Absolute D-Day plane noises going over me overhead. There's more to choose from, sort of, technically, in a sheer numbers sort of sense, although energy-wise, you're gonna run out of energy to meet various people. Okay, let's get this hand over here. online and long distance friendships or relationships need some sort of focal point to maintain closeness, some kind of regular thing. I think that was definitely one of my ideas. Hey R1, how ya doing? How are you? What's up? Having something regular to do was one of my ideas for having these streams. That maybe I could like socialize and get to hang out with people here. But also I thought that if I could not socialize, I thought that maybe I would come back to an empty stream every single time, and then I would just have like recordings of my drawings, and then I would get really good at drawing. But I'm still the normal amount of drawing, and I don't know how well these recordings turn out, honestly. It could be better, and also I haven't been finishing anything. Okay, so here's a hand. Here's a messed up looking hoof or something. Alright, get some of this. I don't know. I thought I was drawing what I was seeing, but that is easier said than done. That is easier said than done. My opinion or stance on long distance friendships, relationships. My absolute first friendship, so much so that we call each other sisters. Well, she was out of town for like a long while. And although I still counted her as one of my very closest friends, and surprisingly, we still like had a ton in common, like even after months and years apart. I mean, I did feel like alone or abandoned or like not a priority or anything for like a lot of it. And I don't know, now I can compare this stuff to in-person like friendships a little bit. I'm absolutely bungling this hand. I'm absolutely doing evil surgery on this hand. I don't mean to be doing this artistically. Say you have created such an amazing community here. You're capable of more than you give credit yourself for. I still don't know quite how to take these messages, but I think that's thanks for the nice message. And then R1 has asked to draw Benito Mussolini. I'm gonna look up Benito Mussolini for a second here. I know who it is, more or less, but when I go to Google on that, it gives me the page for famous Benitos, famous birthdays. Guess there's a lot of them. Well, please don't draw any of Mussolini's like symbols or anything like that. Even though military symbols are famously known for going hard, please don't. But yeah, feel free to practice the face. I don't know. Yeah, feel free to practice the face. Maybe a suit without identifying features kind of thing. I don't know. I try to keep the fascist symbols to a minimum, and by a minimum I guess I mean 0. It's just a little thing that goes on with me. Alright. And you're talking about and the blue meanie. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, I'm drawing some hands. Man, all the absurd little things that make me sad. I don't know if my crush knows that I think he doesn't like me, due to the fact that we've been on like maybe 14-ish dates. That sounds like, when I say it out loud, it sounds like maybe reason for hallucination or something like that, but I don't know. I've given some hints, like, I do not know how you express affection and I am unable to detect how you express affection. Please tell me how you express affection so that I may detect it, because I can't. I've given subtle hints, like stating that in full text out loud to his face, but I don't know if it comes across. I could still like draw a diagram or something. I don't know. Cowboy Curtis and Gamby the Genie. I'm gonna start looking stuff up. You're coming up with some very, very excellent names. If that's an original creation with a blue meanie. Hey, okay, we're getting into this with some American professional wrestler. And okay, and then another recent installment in this stupid, completely idiotic, probably exhausting to listen to string of dating app woes. I matched with I matched with somebody who used to be a referee for professional wrestling and isn't anymore. But if we're going by the I've considered showing up at your job things, it's a good thing this person retired, or else I would show up to get my ass beat. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Cowboy Curtis and Gamby the Genie. What's up, Cowboy? Cowboy, dare we say Curtis? Come on, Curtis. TV character. Ooh! Now that is on Pee-wee's Funhouse. A 1950s style cowboy. The stylishness. There is some stylishness. Eyebrows thinner than I would think. Is this in fact... Wait, that's played by Lawrence Fishburne? Wait, what? What? Mr. The Matrix? Yeah, get me to look these people up. Okay, this is William saying, have not you thought about asking? I don't know. Sometimes we have like a back and forth. Like I'll say, hey, I like you, like in conversation, and then he says, I like you too, but then he also says, well, I guess one way that I show affection is making time to see the person that I like. And then, I mean, like, as of right now, I haven't seen him since, New Year's Eve in person. And, like, I mean, I guess there's reasons not to interpret that as a mixed message. But also, I am also finding reasons to interpret that as a mixed message. I mean, the surface level reason is, like just getting really busier than usual with work. But also, I offered to meet up for 10 minutes in a grocery store parking lot, because I thought that would be like a thing that could maybe fit into anybody's schedule. And that one didn't work out either, so I don't know. This might literally be this person's like maximum way of expressing affection. This might literally be all homie is capable of, but I mean, I was single for years and years and years and years and years, and pretty convinced that I might be forever. So it's not really an exaggeration to say that having a crush on this dude is lonelier than being single, because at least when you're single you can't miss a specific person and like wonder like what you did to be so uninteresting. R1 is saying the website ain't loading for you, and here I see you loading in 2 times. I like how across platforms you can have every pride flag in the background you can ever think of. So you're saying it's lyrics from a song called Ultimate Showdown. Ooh, okay. Gambi the Genie, I'm looking that up too. But like all of these characters that you just said are actual characters. Gambi the Genie. And that's in a song? Oh, that's spelled with a J. And it's also from Pee-wee's Playhouse. This is making me think that maybe I should watch Pee-wee's Playhouse so that I personally can have something in my head that could inspire something like Amazing Digital Circus or whatever retro-inspired media craze we're going into next. Alright. So, Zooty Williams saying an ow. Haha. Ouch in unison. Ouch. Blah. So yeah, I mean there's I think I have been experiencing an increasing level of emotional pain since September. Like it came on in like flashes, like the emotional pain September, early October. So like tracking this thing as just a regular life change, it's very easy to see some objective downsides. I did start logging. Aw, man. Aw. Okay, they kicked me out of my class. Damn it. Alright, I didn't think it was gonna go like that. That's too bad. Maybe I can still, get into one? Or maybe more than one person is like getting that email and I could get into more than I previously thought. Okay, there we go. There's gonna be some gonna be some silver linings. I don't know, I wasn't really that invested. Okay, there's City Williams saying, I have the same kind of thoughts now. I have had them since I can remember. A solution seems impossible for me. Life, am I right? Same kind of thoughts. Like, the last thing I kind of remember saying was sort of about the, productivity of missing someone and how productively I don't know, it makes my productivity go down. But also, or were you talking about the thoughts of missing someone? Okay, 1 and 2. What else am I looking at? Oh, the sadness of being alone forever. I mean, okay, look, I know it sounds like cultural appropriation to say that having a crush on this one person is even lonelier than being totally completely single. It sounds like I'm appropriating single culture. It's not going over well. It's I'm sure it's not convincing in the slightest. But but if you could just there's a break, isn't there? It's not like you don't get. I have to get this out quickly, or else the levels of cultural appropriation that I'm doing here are going to sound absolutely heinous, absolutely hideous. So it's being completely single. You get a break from thinking, from feeling alone, from thinking that you're going to be alone forever. You can enjoy food and it still tastes like food. You can enjoy movies without wondering when somebody who you can enjoy movies without deep breath, without wondering when somebody who maybe doesn't want to see you is gonna contact you or like make time for you. You can make a day for yourself without wondering if you should have like kept time for you for someone who's really mysteriously busy. It's just the way that the action of trying to make time for someone else who maybe doesn't want you, the way that bleeds into everything else that you might try to do. That's the part that makes it worse. I remember when being completely single, the being alone forever woes, they mostly got worse in a predictable kind of way. It was either a hormonally based error or having to do with like watching something like really romantic, and then wondering about that. I don't know, maybe it's maybe for the perspective that it gives, it's still good to try and fail at dating the people. Hello to you, Heck Pie. A good night that is surely some kind of wildly late hour of the morning. Hey, I hope you're doing well on this Friday evening. Okay, 1:30 a.m. I kept a clock set to your time zone so that I can always judge you when you come out here, you know. Hey, hope you're doing okay. Good night to you. Alright, none of theirs. Have a good night and a nice weekend. And no doubt, I've gotten too down in the dumps in all of this talk of missing people and not being wanted by people. No doubt is too down in the dumps, and we've lost everybody. Yeah, hey. Always remembered. Okay, so here we have a little bit more filled in with the colors. I do sketch a little faster despite despite the 90 minutes here, when I zone in, I have some sketch pages lately. In the physical sketchbook, I can lock it. There's proof out there, out here in this world. Okay, so what else have we got? Nothing left from the doodles of a Greg. Nothing left from that in particular. And R1 had chimed in to create sort of the outline of a Mussolini. Of all things, would I have had a rough time being a Hetalia fan and at any young age? I definitely was of the right age group to be a Hetalia fan, so it's endlessly surprising to me that another one keeps finding these streams to practice drawing on actual historical figures that happen to be anime. Alright, so as I was saying, I'm very flattered I'm being thought of. Anyway, yeah, it's literally past 1 a.m. Pray for me. I may not have my religions, but sometimes I borrow a religion from somebody to get a special premium prayer in. That feels like the most sacrilegious thing I could possibly say. Hey, hope you're gonna be okay. 1 a.m. is very normal for me. Sometimes I'll even go to 4 a.m. for absolutely no reason, but you're somebody who has things to do in the morning, huh? Well, if that's the case, I wish you best of luck with those things. Hey, hope you're gonna be alright. Hope you're gonna feel okay. So D. William saying, I do not know another life. I'm very afraid of changing, getting out of my comfort zone. Even if I manage to do it, I do not know how to be a person. I'm also deeply scared of rejection. And like, not to give you a horror story right here, right now, after you've just said that you're scared of rejection, but all of this stuff is happening to me after I made myself less scared of rejection on purpose. And so I keep doing weird little things. I actually found like a daily meme to send to this person so that there would always be like a line of communication open, so that there's never like, so that like texting never becomes like an unmanageable obligation, that there is a fresh start every single day. And I do all of those things that people say that you shouldn't do, like the double texting and whatnot, all of that. And and in all of these ways, because I know that to establish real intimacy, real vulnerability, you have to open yourself up to the possibility of being hurt. And I thought that because I went in knowing that and being prepared for that I was gonna be ready. No, that's a no. It's a no. It is a no. Not necessarily ready. It's very frustrating. The fact that you can anticipate that something is going to exist, but not anticipate exactly how bad it's gonna be. Ugh. Over dramatics. We get some breathing. Alright, give it us some knock knock. Hey, what's up? yeah. Knock knock. Who's there? No, let's get some immersive stuff in here. Okay. Knock knock. Knock knock. Who's there? You're saying I also thought I could handle it. Let me tell you, I did not at all. You're saying Sebastian in response to the knock knock. I'm excited to see how this joke goes. Every half an hour on the hour, every 4 minutes. What was that? What was that last message about? 4 minutes. See some of that. How does it work? What happens? Sebastian who? Let me know. Okay, let's get some outlines of this. One little eyeball, other little eyeball. That's a little bit too far apart. Sebastian who? And then a little bit more of the nose. I really do love this part of the soundtrack. It's really wonderful. You know, my Sebastian Williams. Hey, So since we're being so serious, you know, since we're being 100% dead ass, since we perhaps look upon the ass and it is dead, since we're being so serious, dead ass like that, I have to tell you that that follows the structure of an anti-joke. It is where you perhaps set up the punchline for a joke, but something logical is said instead. That might also be the format of Why Did the Chicken Cross the Road, so you might actually be on a roll thematically. We might be here for this, huh? We might be here for this, huh? Alright, so a little bit more of the hair is coming out. And I do in fact want to put longer hair onto this character. There's such a real saying, I am not supposed to be funny, not even on accident. Oh, wait, what about part of the challenge of telling a joke here and there? Oh dear. Wait, okay, so when you are finding your jokes, you are looking them up to make sure that they are not funny? Well, this is a tumultuous challenge indeed. In fact, as a matter of fact. Alright, okay, go like this. And there's some detail happening in this. Naturally, that's going to mirror the reference image just a little bit. I don't know. I have all those hysterics and whatever, as you can see, about a crush not liking me back or whatever. But like also, I mean, I could try to talk it out in more depth than asking this person how they express affection, you know? I could try to talk it out in more depth, try to come to a solution or something. But also, I mean, there's a lot of indications that the current style of communication and amount of affection are this person's like default and maximum that can be expressed. And so, okay, let's put a little hair like this. Can straight hair wave around like that for no reason, I wonder? I don't know. So communication is maybe one of the best solutions. But I guess I am at a point where I see this person rarely enough that I don't know. I don't want to like spend a chance at meeting up on like not doing something fun, not having something fun, since there's so few chances. And at the end of the day, I do want to enjoy myself and have us both enjoy ourselves. That's a tall ask for when I have the awareness that I have been having an escalating amount of sadness for like 4 months-ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe more than 4 months, escalating amount of sadness. So I guess what I actually need is a clear parameter. Like when can I call it, like for sure, that I'm absolutely not having fun anymore. It's gonna be damn embarrassing if I'm past that point, and it's extremely likely. Okay. So things happening in the chat. Yes, only jokes that would cause a low laugh reaction to no reaction at all. That's good stuff. High quality, high quality. There's William saying, maybe your crush is also thinking the same way you are, waiting for you to do something to get a hint from you. I mean, part of the painful thing is that I try to send hints constantly. I don't know. This is one of the people I haven't told many people. One of the people that I told directly that my intention with dating is to try to get to know someone well enough to fall in love on purpose. I stated it in that phrasing. And I'm always the first one to suggest a hangout time to try to pin something down. I mean, I kind of have to be, I think, I don't know, since this person has a busier schedule than me. I mean, I've been on winter break all this time, so I've had way more time than I practically know what to do with, but I mean, I guess I got some relaxation in there. Got a couple of good days in there. I was trying to create a little shadow creature had come into this side of the screen and said she deserves better or something. And I wanted to draw this one saying, don't tell me what I deserve, I want you, kind of a thing. I feel like I give out a lot of hints. I don't know if I'm phrasing them correctly. Mainly I get the feeling that this person would forget about me if I didn't reach out regularly. Okay. This sort of incorporates into my ideas about long distance, online friendships and relationships, like you asked about earlier. I feel like maybe if you don't have a specific time in your schedule to do something that you're both interested in, like talking ahead of time to schedule watching a show or something, I think it's really easy to drift apart maybe without meaning to. I wanted to draw this melodramatic sort of a pose, since I'm having all of these dramatics. As you say, maybe a hint is not enough. When somebody is shy, fearful, insecure, etc., they tend to overthink hints. I hope that is the case. I mean, one of the things that I said, and I know all of this is ridiculous in some way from some angle. I just wish that the fact that it's ridiculous could make me feel it less intensely. I did tell this person, do you mind if I call you my boyfriend for the rest of the month, because I want to see how it feels. And I guess that one is too subtle of a hint too, which surprises me, but it is. It's too subtle of a hint. I feel constipated straight up. I feel constipated straight up thinking about this, knowing that is too subtle of a hint. I thought that was gonna be like a discussion of like labels or something, and maybe I thought that was like a good opportunity for a discussion of labels or expectations in interactions, but was too subtle, surprisingly. This perplexes me and quite frankly injures me. And sometimes when I think about the highly specific ways in which this social interaction has perplexed and injured me, I do feel like I'm going to develop an entirely new mental illness. So I wanted to draw a little message here, because this person is like thinking of the little, what's it called? This person is thinking of the void creature. Can we remember what the void creature looks like? This, he was saying, one time something similar happened to me. The only person that has ever liked me publicly. I never realized. I thought she was joking. She disappeared long ago. I cannot find her anywhere. Okay. I guess I'll try to be more blunt. I think this person also doesn't have emotional sensitivity or intelligence. I don't know, it's tough to tell. I've met somebody who doesn't ever talk about his own emotions or opinions, which is very remarkable to me. We've mostly been getting by on strange little jokes, talking about anime, and then meeting somewhere in person to go on the little dates and like have a little meal, try some food adventure, all of those little things. What's happening? Oh my gosh. My parents are sending me a picture of my dad trying out a skincare face mask. Yeah. Staying quiet partially. I'm like trying to let my thoughts like cook or something, brew into something. I guess what I'm learning about relationships in general, be they friendship or romantic, is that the most important thing to me is like having some kind of focal point for seeing each other again. I think that's important. And there's William saying, looking back, I feel horrible for involuntarily rejecting her. I think I deserve to be in the place I am now. Really hope she is fine, but there is no way for me to know. It has been years. I mean, doing one thing years ago, I don't think that necessitates deserving something for all the years following it, necessarily. I mean, in the case of involuntarily rejecting someone, for this one specifically, I don't see why it should shape the path of your whole entire life. I mean, it is maybe a poetic, self-torturing thing to hold on to, if I may say so. And I'm saying so because I feel like maybe that's the only good thing I'm getting out of pining and ridiculousness. All of these human emotions that I would be better off without. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we just spend like too long in our own heads, and that makes everything worse. I don't even know if other people like think to themselves this much. It's tough for me to tell when I've met somebody without an internal dialogue, or somebody who was just like raised just different enough from me that even if they're like having thoughts or opinions or emotions, like I'm not gonna know them. Alright, 8 minutes left in this stream. Talking about all this down in the dumps sort of ridiculousness, but I mean, I do feel a little better. For a while I tried to time things and tried to like figure out if I was crashing out just because of a hormonal imbalance, but I don't think that this is the time that I'm supposed to be experiencing a hormonal imbalance, and I have still experienced bursting into tears and like some misery. So it was just humanity all this time. That's bugging me. That's fucked up. That's undesirable, and I don't like that. It's undesirable, and I don't like it. So I can't believe I tried to write all of what I'm experiencing off as just a hormonal imbalance. No, that's just emotions. It's just emotions. Alright, so you were saying, it is a huge regret of mine. I have lived through rejection and it affected me very, very badly. Hope she didn't feel that. I really hope she didn't do what I've always thought she did. Since you can't find her anymore. Yeah, it might just be someone off in the world somewhere. I mean, there's someone whose full name that I can remember, but I can't find this person on like Google search or voter records or Facebook or anything like that. So I hope I just like remembered the spelling of the name wrong, something like that, you know? There's a lot of people out there. Could be anywhere. This is I hope I haven't spent too many streams being all heavy and mopey, honestly. It's a little bit ridiculous. A little bit ridiculous. I'm debating whether and how much to veer away or at least transform these drawing and magma streams, because I don't know, I've been considering that since what, late 2023? Probably late 2023. Been wondering what direction to go in next, but I don't know, we've transformed a lot in here. I don't know, do I want these to be like gaming streams? Is that something? Because that has been fun, but I wonder if that like changes or disrupts opportunities to just chat and chill, you know? You're saying, I mean, I just got rid of my Facebook recently. Nobody can find me anymore. It's the real lore. Wah, ha, pa, high five. It's the real actual lore. Okay. Let's try to draw the little... Let's try to draw this little thing. A thought bubble. I'm not too close to Mussolini, am I? Okay, not too close to Mussolini. And we're making the thought bubble fluffy, floaty. Bum, bum, bum. There's I'm saying, what gives you more fun, drawing together, play stuff, watch stuff, or the hanging out part? I mean, I do like the hanging out part a lot. Just getting to chatter about whatever. Okay, and side note, getting to chatter about whatever. When I first started these, I thought maybe it improved my conversational skill, that I at least like have the ability to be really chatty for a full 2 hours or something. I thought maybe that improved my conversational ability, but it improved my monologuing ability. And I've met people in my family who monologue. My late paternal grandmother would talk like one-way traffic. She would just she was doing this, but I could not unsubscribe from her. Oh, bless her heart. But conversational ability has more of a thinking on your feet sort of aspect. That should be obvious, but I don't know, I was so quiet when I started these streams that I did actually wonder if I could carry on for this long whatsoever. I actually wondered if I had that ability. So I guess the thing that hurts me with my crush is that I don't know if my crush is considering me as seriously as I think that I'm considering him, but also when I zoom out from all of this, as upsetting as it is on a day-to-day basis, it might actually be better in the long run if I'm not considered seriously. I don't know, because like if there's like a basic incompatibility like communication styles where I absolutely cannot tell when affection is being expressed, because this is just a tired dude. It's only obvious when he's expressing affection when he's drunk or high. Not that often, but people invite him out. And then that's the only time when it's obvious that affection is being expressed. Otherwise, this is somebody who doesn't like use emojis in the text or nothing. And that's like a common enough paradigm, but between that and like not knowing, between that and me always being the one to initiate plans, it's really easy to, I don't know, get the impression that I don't really matter. But like when I think about what I'm supposed to achieve in life, that's probably for the best. I need to focus on other stuff. Let's create some pining in this canvas, like this, like this. Creating the pining. Call it Chris the way it's pining. Alright, there's Susie Williams saying, have you thought about inviting us to voice chat in streams? I can't, but I'm sure others would be glad to do it. That would help and wouldn't change things very much. You know what? It's probably high time to train conversational ability. I feel like there's at least 2 people who have come by these streams and expressed a desire to train conversational ability specifically, and others who just have something to talk about. Okay, I can make that more of a fixture. That might convince me to switch things to the weekend or something like that. Um, but that could be quite good. Yeah, there's at least 2 people who have done that. There's a dude saying, "What do you mean you don't matter?" It's because I'm interpreting, like trying to make plans to see someone, and then if your plans get cancelled, then you like pitch a reschedule. I'm interpreting that as a sign of care, and the absence of it as a sign of indifference. I'm sure I would make an easier time for myself if I spelled out something like, "Hey, this is how I interpret this. Did you mean it this way?" in, plain clear English like that. But I don't know. It's been a while since I tried to clarify like emotions like that. It is kind of strenuous to ask. Surprisingly enough, it's a little bit strenuous to ask. So I should probably write this down as something that I want to ask later, and then just sort of keep it in mind. Is this the second time that I've been waxing pathetic? A big difference from waxing poetic. I've been waxing pathetic about some asinine relationship woes because I'm just too much in my damn feelings, and then slowly but surely in full color, the face of Benito Mussolini has been materializing on the canvas in the background next to me. And that's the spice of life. That's what makes all of this a little bit better than just dwelling and dying in my thoughts by myself. It's the randomness, the random chance, the random element of dragging someone else to my goddamn pity party, and then that someone else invites Benito Mussolini. You can never predict how these things are gonna go. All right. Let's get William saying, what do you mean I'm the only one here? Benito Mussolini, I thought that was you. I am deeply sorry. I don't know what got into me. Did the silly spirit perhaps reappear? Perhaps possess you? Can't hold out for long. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Hey, if you stop holding out, I'm gonna be here. A lack of a minimalism of contractions on these. Okay, I'll consider chatting, but I feel like the voice chat streams, I definitely want to have something like a focal point to talk about in the streams. I think that would make them the most satisfying for me. So maybe that's like a game or something. I don't know. I've been at board game night, or as I like to call it, any game at all that is a game that I call a board game night. So maybe that's the format that I'm looking for. I'm seeing you. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're past the 2 hours. We're past the 2 hours and 5 minutes. I've gotten a funky little sketch out. And some things lurk in the void, but and I'm admiring the gag. But I'll shut this down and maybe try some life planning, and try to re-enroll in the classes that I got the email that I got kicked out of during this stream. Yeah, no, I didn't know when they were gonna kick me out, so hopefully there's a lot of, if this is the day that they're kicking people out, hopefully there's a lot of open spots or something. That's pretty exciting. Okay, so, whoa! Oh no, is it happening? Wait. No, I got kicked out of my college classes because when I signed up for them, I didn't immediately pay for them. And so I'm having that issue with the enrollment, and now you've gotten your answer, and that's me on being irresponsible in the general mess and gobbledygook of the way that I'm managing my life. It's what can I say? Everything that happens to me is more entertaining for probably for people on the other side of a screen, because I know that on this side of the screen it's ah ah I could be more entertained. I'm feeling things that are not entertainment, and I have to keep feeling them. Okay. Anyway, you're okay. Wait, the character is breaking. Wait, you didn't get kicked out because of small brain. That's good. This is the point. Wait, is this the one? Is it the fact that you cannot resist being like, hey, it's because your brains are small, because you're the size of an atom, and that's the size that your thoughts are, that your thinks are. Over 2 hours. Did it feel like waterboarding to be this serious the entire time? Because that wasn't my intention. I just involuntarily waterboard people. When I don't mean to. Okay, I'm trying to like, alright, dude. Now I'm like holding on to you. Now I'm like trying to hold on to you because, but I also want to like end the stream. But you just showed up again, and I'm excited. So what the hell? ah. This of all the things you're saying is fine. Chill. I'm not gonna chill. This is terribly amusing, okay? I'm amused. You take credit for the amusing things that can happen. There's or was the thing to chill about asking whether the general seriousness was like being waterboarded? I don't know. You're seriously acting like I was gone or something. How am I supposed to interpret this? I take things at face value. So, is it so much to say? Is it a stretch to say that my experience of a person was gone or something? Because it was. You're saying it's called acting. Honestly, there's you right now have me feeling like if somebody did this to me, if somebody did peekaboo, I would be like, where the fuck did you go? Okay, I'm actually tripping. Why are you doing this? Like at the exact second that I'm attempting to end the stream, you're trying to be in the secret chat. You're saying, you know, I am a self-taught actor. Oh my god, this was sickening. Are you doing the dramatic face-off reveal because we're the only ones here? I'm terrified. Are you gonna be like doing this like for if people decide to show up again? Oh my god, the level of acting. It's an excruciating level of acting. You're killing me. You're saying this is also an act. So you've said. It's more familiar though. I have trouble reconciling. You never know the true identity. I mean, isn't that true for everybody? We can only know what we are to each other, right? And we can't really know, like, the entire full experience of a person, or at least it's very hard to do so. Well, something like that. Did you put a symbol on the hat anyway? Mischievous. Naughty. Well, it doesn't look like a fully complete symbol. In any case, you're saying you'll never know the true identity. Well, maybe next month. Screenshotting that, recording forever. Okay. This is almost one entire. Benito Mussolini. I thought that's you. This is almost one entire length of this screen, and so now I kind of feel comfortable. You say sorry, I said too much. Screen shit had died. Did you know City was supposed to live for one single day, like a little mayfly or something? That's shocking. That's terrifying. What would you even do living for a single day? There's a day of summer vacation. All right, we're getting in here. I'm off to re-enroll in a class. The one I got kicked out of was a introduction to programming because for some reason I still have computer information systems as the associate's degree that I'm trying to get. It's not a good fit. I want something easier, but if I'm gonna try to be a project manager, maybe for tech and stuff, then shouldn't I try to understand what the people who are being managed are going through? I don't know. That's the logic that I'm going through, even though none of this is a good fit whatsoever. So we're gonna go out, and you're gonna disappear. What are you doing? See, you're giving me terrors, but I have, but I, very serious things are happening to me. I'm getting emailed about very serious things. Goodbye to you.